Over 500 generations, an intersex genetic mutation, now known as the juniper variation, has steadily increased in the population. Intersex people are naturally born with various sex characteristics that don't fit into binary categories of male or female. In this case, the juniper variation causes low or absent sex hormone production due to mutations in the genes CYP17, HSD3B2, and STAR, all critical to sex hormone synthesis. Named after intersex pediatrician and advocate Dr. Juniper Ching, the variation leads to bipotential gonads which remain undifferentiated unless triggered by hormone therapy. The body still responds to hormones, but doesn't make enough of them on its own. The variation is passed additively or codominantly, meaning one or two copies influence their traits. All with the variation now receive 3 guidelines. 1. Puberty begins in the mid-20s. 2. They require little health-related medical intervention and should not be given any non-consensual intersex surgeries. And 3. Hormone therapy is inevitable but customizable to their needs. Some embrace mixed or ambiguous traits, others pursue outcomes encouraged by higher testosterone or estrogen levels. I was really excited when I first got my GBS hormone kit. And I know that everybody gets one, but there was just so much anticipation from all the health classes I had where health professionals from GBS would come in and talk about the different options, and we did all those activity packets thinking about gender and exploring it, and there's no rush to it, but I knew that I was ready. So when I finally hit my 20s, I went to the store with my grandparent, and my grandparent didn't grow up with a GBS and gets hormones from a local physician, so this was pretty new to them. We walked in together, and I kind of forgot to make an appointment, so I went to the desk and I asked what they had for the day. They said that they could help me in 15 to 30 minutes, which I thought was pretty average. But my grandparent, let's call them Joe was pretty confused because when they first got hormones, they had to wait about 4 months for an appointment and go to a different county. And I just thought, that's so crazy. And I told them that doesn't make sense because it's like toilet paper or contraception. Like, everybody can get it for free at any store. Like, this is just normal. I don't get it. And I didn't really realize how much I'd taken it for granted until Joe told me about how it used to be. And it might sound a little dystopian to you, but I promise that it's real. How they were on a waiting list for 5 years to get top surgery, and then when they got off of it, couldn't even afford it because it was $10,000. How they would constantly hear statistics about transgender people's short lifespans or get scapegoated for political campaigns. How the limited rights that they did have were dwindling from the constant push of legislation against trans people. First dozens of bills, and then hundreds. And how regardless, this community remained vibrant and joyful, even though it was also created out of necessity and survival. But they're the reason that we have these things. Them and all the healthcare professionals and activists before us made sure that we could live in a world where I can take my hormones for granted. And so this Gender Liberation Month, we remember all the people that came before us and fought so that we could get here. When I was a kid, one of my favorite things to get of all time at GBS was this tune gum, which basically changed the pitch of your voice the more that you chewed on it. And I was in love with this one that made your voice deeper because I thought it was so suave, so cool. So let me demonstrate real quick. I went up to my crush one day thinking that I would sound really awesome talking to them. And the thing is that I was super nervous before I went up to them, and I kept chewing on the gum. So when I finally spoke for the first time, I was completely unintelligible and extremely mortified. But now it's just a really funny thing that happens since I have a more permanently lower voice. And it was really fun to be able to experiment with that when I was younger.